All right, bang, bang. Today is Tuesday. It is March 1st. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. Before we really get into today's topic with Chief here, I want to talk about Roman because, if you're in a situation where you're using some old methods to last longer in bed, you should just stop it now and you should just listen to us already.
Yeah, I mean, Roman is where it's at. Get those swipes.
Get the swipes.
Get those swipes. They're discreet. They don't transfer your partner. We should talk about that more. Do not transfer your partner. Hide it in your wallet. You're good to go. Although I don't think you have anything to be ashamed of. I think you should take that swipe out, rub it on for the whole world to see, and go to town.
Should be a compliment. It's like, oh, this guy cares.
He cares a lot.
Because like if you're using swipes, you care. So
yeah.
Start getting these swipes. Clinically proven way to last longer in bed. Can't drive home the clinically proven enough. Effective, easy to use, and they're fast acting. And they don't require prescription. Like Chief said, discreet. Very easy to use. Go to GetRoman.com/dogwalk. You can get your first month of swipes for just $5 when you choose a monthly plan. That's GetRoman.com/dogwalk. Go get your swipes, people. Make sure you're at the top of your game. So Chief and I today, today we have a very different episode. We are joined by somebody who is currently in the Ukraine, who's right in the midst of everything that's happening in the world right now. And his name is Volodymyr. They pronounce Vladimir a little different in Ukraine. He just told us, which was news to us.
You're right.
Yeah.
So he said the same name as our enemy, but pronounced a little differently.
Yeah. So Volodymyr, you're in Ukraine, right? And then we also have Maksym, who's in New York, and he's going to help us with English and whatnot. Is that correct?
Yeah. If there's any stumbles on translation, Maksym's here for us. So Volodymyr, where are you currently right now?
Right now, I'm 40 kilometers from Kyiv. It's a little city. Name of city is Ukrainka, the same as our country. So, yeah, I'm here.
And you got in touch with Chief, right? How did you guys start speaking?
So I was connected. It was kind of a long story, but someone from the hockey community knew this woman. And Volodymyr is, and you're the national team doctor for Ukrainian athletics, and at least the women's team. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So it was through the Ukrainian national women's team who knew somebody, and it's like 6 degrees of separation. You kind of know everybody, and so she put me in touch with Volodymyr, and he was kind enough to join us on the show today.
And some background here, Volodymyr, if you could let them know. So we are on Zoom. If people are watching this on YouTube, you're just speaking. You couldn't turn on your camera because you said there is a notice where you can't turn on your light. Is that right? Can you go into that?
Yes, because of safety. Yes, because of attack. Yes, so we need to keep the light off.
Great.
Instantly sets the magnitude of how the situation you're in. So how are you doing? Are you okay? Are you is it scared 24/7? What's your mood like?
As for me, I'm in a region that is safe, but Kyiv is not far from here, and the situation in Kyiv is not so good. Yes, because there are a lot of soldiers around Kyiv. They are coming from different parts of our country, and probably 2 hours before there was attack of ballistic rocket. It was attack of military district, which is not far away from Kyiv. Probably it's 10 or 15 kilometers.
It was a military base. It was a military base in the outskirts of Kyiv. It's a small town of Brovary.
Okay, so I guess one of my questions for you guys would be, at what point did these threats and the military buildup become where you guys were scared? Because I think maybe us over here in America, I don't know. I personally never thought it would get to this type of full-scale invasion. So have there been preparations, and were you guys legitimately worried, or were you surprised or taken off guard at the level of the invasion?
the question is: was it a surprise for us? Yes.
Yes.
The invasion.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't surprise because the whole army near the borders were increasing since probably the middle of 2021 year, and in January there are near 150 soldiers near the whole ports of our country.
Thousand
soldiers, and there were hospitals, there were a lot of weapons, so it wasn't a surprise for us. People didn't believe, but you see that the war is coming.
Let me. Can I piggyback a little bit?
Of course,
so
of course.
It's been. I mean, Volodymyr and I, we were constantly discussing this topic, and we could not believe it's gonna happen, because it's just insanity in the 21st century to invade the the independent country. And we were discussing and arguing whether it's going to happen or not. But the thing is, on the 24th, when they started, when we heard the explosion, I've heard in the US, I've heard the news, and our friends starting to texting, and our families, like my family, my wife's family, they're like not far away from Vladimir, where he's right now. So they're also hiding in bomb shelters over there, and it's just insanity. So we realized that the full scale invasion started, and I wanted to say that it's not the according to Putin, it's he called this demilitarized Russian operation, which is completely untrue. This is full-scale war and genocide against Ukrainian people. That's what it is. They're bombing Ukrainian cities. They're bombing the downtowns of the city's hospitals, kindergartens, schools. It's a full-blown war against Ukrainian peoples. That's what it is.
And one more thing I want to add, that they are also attacking us from the territory of Belarus. That is that this country is helps Russia, and that's a really important point. That we need to defend from two countries. Yes, because that rocket, that ballistic rocket that destroyed that military base, it was from Belarus. Yes, from the territory of Belarus.
Okay, and Volodymyr, now when you're going about your daily life now, how easy is it? Do you guys still have plumbing, and how do you get food? Like, what are you able to go to stores? Like, how do you live a daily life while you're under this attack from Russia? And sounds like Kyiv is under siege, like they're surrounding the city now. So how difficult it is just to do ordinary things like get food?
So as for me, as for today, I think I'm in really comfortable territory, in a really comfortable situation, because mostly our army is in really difficult positions. They need to fight 24 hours per day, and there are a lot of people who take part in territorial defense, that they try to help to our army. And as for me, I'm a doctor, and here I just can help people because I'm in a close connect with local hospital. That if they need me, I will help them. I'm in a close connect with local people because it's really hard to move, and probably some people need some consultation here. And but as for me, I think it's really comfortable. But probably if there will be if they need me, so our army, so they will also invite me, because me and Maksym, while we are studying in university, we graduate how to say the military course, I think. Yes, Maksym?
Yeah, with the military rank. Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
so that
Yes.
sounds for our listeners who are undoubtedly all American. Sounds like that's like an we call that ROTC program. So like you go to school and you also complete military training while you're in a normal college.
Yeah.
A normal university.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, that's
Yeah, I
interesting.
believe so. Yeah.
So are all the streets outside, is it all just barren? Like, is it, very, very kind of a ghost town if you looked out the window right now? I'm not saying to do it, but like.
Right. No, are people like you said, you're in a comfortable situation right now? Are there
Yeah,
people
it's a-
people walking around the
it's a-
streets?
No. It's a curfew. Curfew started. I believe curfew started the Saturday, right? Saturday, sometime on Saturday, and
Yeah.
it ended on 5 p.m. 5 p.m. local time on Monday, and now it's a curfew again until tomorrow, I believe. So you cannot cross the bridges. You cannot drive the car with just a special permission. And something else. Vladimir.
My parents, they are in Kiev, and all the time they need to find some shelter from bombs. So they or moving how to say Maksym бомбоубежище.
Yeah, the bomb shelters.
Bomb shelters. Okay.
Yeah.
So Vladimir's parents, they live in a 50-story building. So in order to find the bomb shelter, they have to go either the subway station, or some schools also have the bomb shelters, or just to go in the basement in their buildings. So that's what it is.
And they can't make it to you because of the curfew. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah. And as for me, I sleep on the floor in the central position of my apartment to be protected by two walls from each side. Yes, as for me.
And so what's your interpretation? Is there like a source of news you're following? Because from our vantage point, it sounds like Ukraine is really holding their own in this whole thing. Is there anything, if you guys,
No, yeah.
is there a word there? What's the word on that?
First of all, can I start?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little disclaimer. So we're myself and Vladimir, we're pretty subjective in this. We're Ukrainians, and we all us, we're protecting our land, and we're trying to be neutral, but it's impossible. So the information. So all the information we're getting is pretty much from the local TVs, and most of them from the Telegram channels.
Okay. And
we also have a lot of chats, work chats, Kiev chats, so
community chats,
apartment community chats. Yes, and all information we can take from here. And these chats, they really help people to know something, to help somebody, to inform somebody.
Okay, and that's an interesting point, because I think, and that's why we want to talk to you guys, because you guys are there, you've lived in Ukraine, and you're experiencing this firsthand. On the American side of things, it's very difficult to sift through information and determine what is real and what is fake. And I think there's like this push from some certain factions of our own population saying that, your President Zelensky is not, like, Ukraine does not have a democracy currently. So what are those talking points about? And then how did you feel about this power struggle that seemingly has been going on since 2006? Can you kind of give us a little background about how we got to this situation from your point of view? And don't worry about being subjective. Just say the facts as you know them.
You want to start?
You can start.
Okay. So the Russian influence of the Ukrainian politics was from 2004, actually, which was the Orange the Orange Revolution. We called it Orange Revolution when the President Yanukovych came to the power with the completely illegitimate election, and him. So all the people of Kiev and all the people of Ukraine went out of the streets to protest, and we got to the point that it was a re-election, and the President Yushchenko became the president. After that, let's fast forward to 2014, when Ukraine already under the same president Yanukovych, which was elected thanks to the Russians' propaganda in Ukraine, he was elected, and he did not want to sign certain help me Vladimir, was certain for Ukraine to join the European Union. He did not want to sign this.
And one more document about the democracy of media. That was a really important point, because after that the people were
so they started protest.
Yes,
they started protesting. All the people started protesting, and they went to Maidan, which is a square in Ukrainian. So they went protesting, and they went to fight at that time the Ukrainian regime under President Yanukovych, which left the country, he left to Russia, and Russian was claimed that the government that came to the power was illegitimate, which was not true. The Ukrainian fought for their freedom, and that's when President Putin, which he's an opportunist, he understood that this is his opportunity to become the Russian hero and to put his name in the history books from the future generation. And he annexed the Crimea, which is Ukrainian territory. Plus, I want to add, at that time, we didn't have, our army was really poor, because Yanukovych, he provided the militarization. So at that time, our army was really poor, and that's why the annexion of Crimea was simple. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, they just walked in they just crossed the border and they just annexed Crimea, which Russian kind of they were happy about the whole event of the Crimea, because they thought that it's a Russian territory, which is because during the communist times, Khrushchev kind of gave away the Crimea to the Ukrainians, to the Ukrainian Soviet Republic at that time. So we lost Crimea at 2014, and plus the pro-Russian Eastern Ukraine, which is Donbass and Lugansk, they supplied those territories of Russian thugs and with the weapons, and so basically that's how they created the ongoing war in eastern Ukraine, which was the reason why on February 24th, 2022, President Putin signed this special Russian operation that he claimed that Ukrainians doing the genocide of the Russian people at the territory of Donetsk and Donbass, which is completely untrue. This is the war that President Putin and pro-Russian forces started at 2014, and we live not me personally, but my family and Vladimir's family and all of the Ukrainians will live with this war, ongoing war, for 8 years. 8 years. And now he decided that this is the time to demilitarize the Ukrainian army, or Ukrainians, whatever, Ukrainians. So that's like a short history of what's going on right now.
One more thing, the main idea of Putin is to keep the whole countries from former USSR in the control. So that it was a conflict in 2008 in Georgia, and you see that the territory from Abkhazia is a little part, and he wants to control from this part, to control Georgia from this little part of their country. And also the same situation. You're right. Russia have borders with us from the east in Donbass, and he also wants to control our country from this part, to keep their army, to keep their weapon, and finally, just attack us 5 days ago. From this territory. He attacked us from our territories, from Crimea, from Donbass, and also from the territory of Belarus.
Do you guys have any friends or family that are in Russia, that are Russians?
Yeah, my wife is in Russia.
Your wife is in Russia. So what does she say when you speak to her about what's going on in Ukraine?
Whole her family didn't believe me these 2 months while I was talking about that will be the war. So they said that that's fucking ridiculous. There will be no war, and we see the result of this. So, but mostly the young people, they are against the war in Russia, but they are really afraid of prison. Probably you see the situation with Navalny. Yes, in the opposite. Yes, with Putin. Yes, and they are really afraid. They are afraid of meetings. They're afraid of because the press is the media is controlled by governments. So they are really afraid. But mostly they are against the war.
Now, if you help Ukrainians somehow, whether it's a financial aid or you help their families to flee country, or you anyhow, they signed they signed something saying that if you help them, you can get 15 to 20 years in jail for treason.
Wow.
In Russia.
Wow.
Okay. And have you guys had any, or I guess just Volodymyr, have you had any interaction or conversation with Russians, like soldiers in your country? Have you seen that on the streets?
I didn't see them, but we see them in all regions of Ukraine when in media. So, and a lot of Russian soldiers are how to say как в плену. where
they captured.
A lot of Russian soldiers were captured, and they I think Ukrainian soldiers gave them the opportunity to eat, to be in the hospital, to take some medical care. So yes.
Can I say something? So the propaganda machine of Russian propaganda machine works so hard. So according to Ukrainian military, it was casualties of 5,300 Russian people. I'm not even talking about machinery. It's just people. Russians denied the whole time that it were even one casualty. Yesterday, they, on the press conference, they admitted they have 1 people dead and 4 people injured. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
It's just, that's how they treat their people.
And I believe they have military conscription. Like I think you are, for the Russian military, I've heard that they're 18 to 27, that you kind of just have to go into the military. So I was wondering if the young people on the ground are like, hey, we don't really want to be here either. Now, you guys say you both went through military training. I've seen clips and reports of civilians being given arms and also some basic training ahead of this, potentially larger battle in Kiev. Is everybody like Volodymyr? Have you tried to leave the country, or are you just committed to staying and fighting it out?
Yeah, my decision was to stay here because that's my land. So I will stay here.
Plus, you cannot leave the country if you're a male, 18 to, I believe, 60, right? 18 to 60 years old.
Yeah,
you cannot.
From 18 to 60 years.
You cannot leave the country.
Okay.
Wow.
So we can move to western part of our country where situation is much better. But I think that's my city, and if our military forces, they will need me, so I will also be there.
It's very brave, man. That's is there a sense of people coming together? Do you guys feel that? Because You know that when they call for mobilization for 2 days, 100,000 people came to be with army.
To join army.
Yeah, to join army from reserve.
You cannot. Let me say, guys, you cannot beat Ukrainians. You cannot do that. Vladimir went to donate the blood. They say we have enough blood. He went to join the voluntary. They're like, to protect the territory. Yeah, the territorial defense. They're like, thank you so much, but we have enough. Homeless people gathering bottles. They organized themselves gathering bottles to make the Molotov cocktails, to beat the Russian tanks. They unite. The invasion united Ukraine like never before.
Wow. Now, we talked about the media a little bit earlier. Have you guys had reports of this fighter pilot that goes to Kiev? Is that in you've heard of that as well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's a hero.
Oh, he is a hero. Okay, I was wondering if that was something that the Americans were talking about, but wasn't reality on the ground in Ukraine. But he is a hero. People love that story.
Oh yeah, as well as those military personnel that on the Snake Island. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah,
we heard about the Snake Island. Yes.
With the Russian warship. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, so we heard that. We did hear that. Well, what else? I guess guys. I feel like we could talk all day, but what else should we know about Ukraine and the situation on the ground that you think is not getting adequate attention in the media, either here in America Maksym, or over there, Volodymyr?
I think yes, that all countries are united to help us, and that's a good point. But we need also one more thing that all countries can help us is to protect our sky. It's a really important thing because a lot of rockets, a lot of military planes come from Russia, and that will be a good point that Europe, that the United States will help protect our sky. That will be the most important point, I think. We need that. We really need that.
That's the most important thing.
And also we need to finish the process with disconnection Russia from SWIFT. It's because we don't have it now, but we wait for this. It's really important.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they already disconnected certain banks from SWIFT, and but I believe I agree, and that they have to do the no-fly zone across over Ukraine. I'm not sure if they're gonna agree with this no-fly zone, because they already invaded, and they already crossed all the international laws by invading the independent country.
Mm-hmm.
But they cannot do anything on the ground with the Ukrainians. So that's why they're shooting missiles, and they're flying planes, and they bombing cities. So yeah, that's and
today during okay.
Go ahead.
Finish, Maksym. Okay.
No, I'm done.
The importance of protection of our sky is that today Kharkiv city was attacked, and during that attack, seven buildings with people were attacked.
Mm-hmm.
So Russian media say that the Russian soldiers don't attack. Humans don't attack some buildings with people, but they attack
like
only
civil neighborhoods.
Objects.
Yeah.
Yes, but they really attacked civil.
They're attacking civilians.
Places.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Aside from the fact that we have not established a no-fly zone, do you feel that the West has supported or is supporting Ukraine properly?
Yeah, we really feel it.
You do feel
we don't need any military help with soldiers, but we need really to protect our sky, because our aviation isn't so good, I think.
I would say it could have been more sanctions and something more specifically from the United States. I believe the European countries united better, and they put more sanctions and pretty swiftly to Russia and its economy. And but unfortunately, being an American, it's I have to admit that President Biden, just when I watched his press conference, and on the first or second day after invasion, I was speechless when he was smirking and did not answering questions regarding SWIFT and regarding sanctions on Putin. And I would say it should have been and could have been more consequences for Russian and their and what they're doing, and it's just a war criminals. Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
Do you think there's anything average American citizens like Eddie and I could do to help Ukrainians right now, or is it just talking about it?
To share, you can you can donate to if you're okay with donating to Ukrainian army or to some nonprofits that support children and mothers and people, migrants. So it's a bunch of sources. We can. I mean, I can share like lots of them with you guys, so you can just post it in the show notes or something, so people could go and donate. So they accept everything. They accept US dollars, they accept cryptocurrency, they accept everything. So everything helps, and of course, just spread the word, because it's. I believe that when one little dictator threatens the whole world to use nukes, we all should be Ukrainians to fight this aggression.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely get those in the notes, and we just want to say thank you guys for coming on here, and just obviously please stay safe, you know.
Yeah, thank you very much. We really appreciate any kind of support. Thank you very much.
We'll definitely do that. And Volodymyr, I'd like to keep checking in with you, making sure everything's going well, or as well as it can be. But yeah, thanks again so much for doing this. And yeah, I guess that's it. We'll be thinking of you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Maksym, thanks to you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's it for today, everybody. Thank you for listening. We'll see you all tomorrow.